Good morning, all of you. Now, in continuation with the same history chapter, Independent India, we'll continue with what we started yesterday. We started with the birth of five-year plans, and then we moved on to Nehruji's foreign policy. All right, so we saw that his foreign policies were characterized by two main ideological aspects. One was to have an identity which would be independent of any open commitment to any one of the two superpowers, that is the USA and the USSR. And second was that he had a very strong faith in goodwill and honesty in terms of international affairs. And so his first ideological aspect, his ideologies, they led to the formation of NAM or non-aligned movement, and the second faith, it was shaken by the Chinese invasion of 1962. Okay, so by the 1970s, a large number of countries, they have joined the non-aligned movement. Earlier, like when Nehruji he talked about it, so people, some of the people were supportive of it, but still it was not taken seriously. But with time, it was taken seriously, and many nations, they joined the non-aligned movement. Okay. Now, 15th August 1947, it was the day when India became independent, and if we look at present now, so we could say that we are making good progress on this winding road. It was not a straight road, but it was a road full of twists and turns. So India is making quite a good progress on this winding road to success. And we have already seen that the new nation that was born on this subcontinent, that is India, now it was ripped apart or torn apart through a bloody partition, and India was partitioned into two, India and Pakistan. And so we got independence, but it was through flames of hatred and massacre burning throughout the country. And yet if we see decades later, what is a decade, by the way?
A time span of 10 years.
All right.
Ma'am, a time period of 10
All right,
years.
so a time period or a time span of 10 years. And so yet if we see now decades later, the country that at that time was emerging from the destruction or the desolation of the British rule is now world's largest democracy. And now it has risen after so many years of quick economic growth, and finally India has taken its place as one of the giants of 21st century. And now the odds that were against India to construct India as a democracy, now they were great in 1947, because we've already seen that what happened. We have had a look at the aftermath of partition, and so there was a million dead, 15 million people who were displaced, million worth of property, it was damaged, and so many people, they lost their jobs, they lost their families, they were separated from their families. And then the wounds that people got from this communal hatred, they were still bleeding when India got independent. And then in addition to that, the challenges of administering and governing a country which just newly got independence from a colonial rule. And then I told you all that when India got independence, so the princely states, it was left to the princely states to decide which nation they want to join, India or Pakistan. So these nations, they also have to be integrated into India, and so that was also a huge task. And if India's leaders, means some of the people, if they had asked for dictatorial powers at that time, so we could forgive them, because the condition India was at that time, now that was very grave. So we could forgive the leaders who asked for dictatorial powers at that time. Now Mahatma Gandhi, soon after we got independence, so Mahatma Gandhi, he was killed, he was assassinated by Nathuram Godse. And after that, Jawaharlal Nehru did not have any rival in power. He was the first Prime Minister of independent India, and there was no one to rival his authority. But instead of seizing or taking hold of absolute power over the country, what Nehruji did, he authored, means he wrote an anonymous article. Anonymous means yes, anonymous. You must have seen under some poems, the name of the poet is not mentioned. It is written anonymous. What does that mean?
Unknown.
Unknown means the
I'm
writer is
unknown.
not known. So unknown. So he wrote an article in the Modern Review, and he did not write his name. So it was an unknown article, and through that article he warned the Indians that they were in danger of given temptation to become a dictator to Nehruji. So though in front of him there were all opportunities to be a dictator, but he wrote an unknown article and warning the people that they should not tempt Nehruji with dictatorial powers. Okay, and now if we see now, at present India is beginning to do and deliver on what promise it made so many years ago, or when we got independence. And over the past few years, India, the world's biggest democracy, now we are the world's biggest democracy, and now we have tried to match our political freedom. We have political freedom, everyone has one vote and each vote has equal value, and so India has tried to match the political freedom with economic freedom also, and means there should be there can not always be an equal distribution of wealth, but still in such a way that people, they could have the basic necessities of life. So India has tried to do that, and they have also brought about a pace of growth that is transforming the life of millions of Indians living here. And India, as it got free and broke the shackles or the bondages of colonial power now, and is becoming and has become a free economy, now that in itself is a success for India. And that India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, that is also a success for India, and that we have also become an important factor in the IT revolution, now that also is a success for India. And then that India is still united after so many decades, now that is something we need to be proud of, because many foreign countries, they thought that soon India would not be able to survive as a single country, and it will soon break up, and different communities and different regions of the country, they will declare their independence, and each will look forward to form a nation of their own. But still the fact that though so many different types of people live in the country, those who practice so many different faiths or religions, and those who speak so many different languages, and still that has not come in the way of our national unity. And all this is very very positive, but still we know that problems, they still persist. And the economic success has been there, but the economic success has been there only for a few, and it had created even a wider division between the rich and the poor, between the middle classes and the lower classes than what it was at the time we got independence. And then there is so much need for clean water, afforestation. What is afforestation?
Planting of trees.
Alright,
I'm planting of trees
Alright, so
again.
there's need for planting of trees, then we need medicines and vaccines, and we need researchers and breakthroughs in science and education, and we need the upliftment of the poor, and the cutting of the red tape and bureaucracy. Now what does this mean, red tape and bureaucracy? Excessive regulation on or you could say very strong, rigid conformity to formal rules, means rules we still stick on to those rules which have now become outdated, and still we stick on to them, and so excessive regulation, or we could say very rigid, strict conformity to the formal rules which are now considered outdated. Now that is what is red tape and bureaucracy. So still, we need to get over all that which is still prevalent in our country, and so these are the problems that we still face in our country. And though in the constitution it guarantees equality for all, but still we know and we see also around us that the Dalits, they still face violence and they still face discrimination at the hands of the people belonging to the upper caste and the upper classes. And though our constitution says that India is a secular country, but still there had been clashes between the people belonging to different religious communities. And though we know that the constitution, it states that everyone is equal and there is equality before law for all the Indians, but in real life we know that there are some Indians which are more equal than others. What that means is that some are given more importance at the cost of others. And so if there had been so many successes, but then there still are so many problems. So if we judge by the standards which was set at the time we got independence, so we could say that India as a republic, it has not been a great success, but at the same time it had not been a failure either. So like we had been somewhere on the middle, neither been a great success, but still we have not been a failure either. Okay, so that was the chapter, and get hold of a pencil. Let's do the exercises of the chapter. If you are ready with your pencil, you can let me know. I will start with the exercises.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, okay. So first
Yes, ma'am.
we have the multiple choice questions. Pakistan came into existence on
14th August 1947. 14th August
Alright,
1947.
14th August 1947. Mark it. Number 2. In which year was the Constitution of India enforced?
1950. 1950.
1950. Okay, in which year was it adopted?
1949, 26 November.
Right.
Ma'am, 1949.
Yes, right. 26 November 1949, and it was enforced on 26 January 1950. Okay, who was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly? Chairman of the drafting committee.
Dr. B.R.
Ma'am, Dr.
Ambedkar.
B.R. Ambedkar.
Okay.
Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar.
Yes, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The planning commission was set up in
1950.
1950. Okay. Which Indian leader was at the forefront of foundation of non-aligned movement?
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Ma'am, Jawaharlal Nehru.
Yes, Jawaharlal Nehru. Exercise B. Match the following. Jawaharlal Nehru,
Founder
Founder of NAM.
founder of NAM or non-aligned movement. Durgapur.
Ma'am, Steel Mill.
Steel Mill.
Ma'am, Street Mill.
Right. Mahatma Gandhi.
Father of
Father of nations.
Father of the nation.
Right. Partition of India.
August
August 1947.
Okay. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Chairman of
Chairman of
Drafting Device.
Okay, chairman of the drafting committee. Exercise C. State whether the following statements are true or false. Homi J. Bhabha was the first chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission.
Ma'am, true.
True.
Okay. Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by a fanatic, Nathuram Godse.
Ma'am, true.
Okay.
True.
The second 5-year plan focused on the conservation of soil and training in cooperative organizations.
Ma'am, false. False.
It is false. The meetings of the Constituent Assembly were held in Calcutta.
Ma'am,
False.
false.
Where were
Ma'am,
they
they were held in New Delhi.
Yes,
New Delhi.
New Delhi.
Right, they were held in New Delhi. Potti Siruramulu died on 15th December 1952.
True.
Okay, true. Fill in the blanks. The partition left both India and dash devastated.
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Communal violence destabilized the cities of Calcutta, Delhi and
Lahore.
Andhra Pradesh.
Ma'am, Lahore.
okay, Lahore.
Lahore.
In dash, the second 5-year plan was formulated.
Ma'am,
1956.
1956.
Okay, 1956. Jawaharlal Nehru and Vallabhbhai Patel were against the creation of dash states.
Linguistic.
Okay, linguistic states. On 1st October 1953, the new state of dash came into being.
Andhra
Andhra
Pradesh.
Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. Alright, so those were the exercises and I'll send you the question answers, alright, in a PDF. So it will be easy for you to copy the answers.